It's the genius.
Who is like you? No one, no one. Mighty and strong, power, power. Full of love and kindness. Oh yeah, yeah. Makes so much sense to depend on you, God. You catch my heart like a fall. Yeah. You alone, my desire. Yeah. Happy to find you, no more searching. No more, no more, no more. When you call out answer, leader follow you. When you call out answer, leader follow you. No pillow, no pillow, no pillow, no pillow, no pillow.
Hello guys, welcome to the Information Hub. On this channel, we bring young achievers and people doing something unique in their field. And as you can see to my side here, we have a guest. He's a nurse. He's from Ghana. He's based in UK. And he's a musician, a gospel musician for that fact. He's going to tell you all about this journey. My name is Priscilla Kuma. I own this channel. This is the Information Hub. I'm the lead consultant for USRN Pathway Consult, where we help general nurses, midwives, and psychiatric nurses who have the intention to work in USA to navigate the process, the paperwork, and everything. We help you until you write your NCLEX, pass, and get your recruiters to work in America. If you haven't subscribed to this fabulous channel, you are missing out. Please subscribe to my channel, share my video with others, and watch this to the end if you have intentions of working in UK or intentions of being in the music industry. Jube IK has the information for us. Welcome to my channel. Please introduce yourself to my viewers.
All right, so thank you for having me, Priscilla. My name is Isaac Jube Kwame. That's my professional name, but in the music space, is Jube IK. Yeah, just to reduce it. Yeah, Jube IK for music. Yeah, I'm a Ghanaian and a nurse by profession, and yeah, I do gospel music as well. Yeah.
Wow. So, nursing career, what informed your decision to even become a nurse in the first place? We know the nursing field is dominated by females. So, why did you go into nursing as a male?
Okay, I believe that it's a mix of passion for the job, seeing people get better. I mean, through your care or your support. I mean, it's a fulfilling. Uh, uh, it is fulfilling actually. It's refreshing to know that by your deed, someone gets better. I could remember growing up, my grandmom was always like when she's down, she has to call us to come sleep over at her place so we can watch over her. I do recall vividly those times in my growing up. Yeah, and just to see her recover and to make sure that my presence and then she doesn't have any problem. She had asthma. We could just give her the inhaler those times. And yeah, I believe over time it's all built up my confidence and my desire towards the nursing thing. Yeah.
Wow, nice. So, what type of nurse are you? Are you specialized in any field? Do you have a diploma? You have a degree? And what nursing school did you go to? And how long have you been a nurse?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm a general nurse, so RN, and I actually started. I went to school 2009, Whole Nurses Training College, and where I had my diploma for 3 years. So in 2012, 13, yeah. So I finished 2012. In 2013, we did our national service, and then we started work. Yeah, along the way, just when I started work and I was doing national service, I enrolled to Central University where I did my degree. So I was a national service student, and I was doing my degree alongside as a, distance student, weekend program. So I was privileged to be in Bato, which is close to Accra, so it was easy for me. Central University to Accra was easy for me, so I was able to manage my way through, and it was good for me actually. And I've been practicing since then. 2013 national service up to now. Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time. You have at least about 10 or 11 years experience. That's a lot of experience. Impressive.
Yeah.
So what
It's been
informed the
nice.
decision
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
relocate to UK? Why did you decide to move to UK to practice?
I I think it's just the ability to see new things, ability to learn something new. I mean, go outside our comfort zone, make extra money. I would emphasize make some extra money because, of course, if if nothing at all, it's not as if we were living so poor in our homes, no. But then the truth is, traveling abroad gives you extra, I mean, ability to cash in a little, support family, achieve dreams, and then do more. Yeah, so yeah, it's one of them. Apart from the desire to travel, experience new life, see things, learn new things, of course, some little money.
How long have you been in UK and how did you find out about all this relocation process?
But yeah, I've been in the UK for just a year, 27th last month, October, exactly a year when I came over here. And so I'm still a baby here, still finding my way around. But yeah, that's it. And the process of coming, I mean, there's too much information on the internet. And as of last year, a lot of friends were leaving, people were leaving, so it was easy for us to connect with our friends who had already gone ahead of us. So information was not of a challenge. We kept, I mean, we were in contact with our colleagues who had come over, and they were giving us feelers. Yeah, so I just did this, and then you have to wait for this sort of. So it was calm. It was not so stressful like maybe 5 years ago when you don't have a lot of people to get information from. But now YouTube is here, your fellow colleagues are here, and you can just hear from them. So that's it. That was my journey actually.
So, as you said, YouTube is here. Those who migrated years before us did not have any information to follow, but
Okay.
luckily now we have fellow YouTubers. Everybody's sharing content about how to work, and UK process is a little bit faster than the US. So,
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
watching, if you are interested, watch the UK content creators and follow the right direction. Go to the official website of NMC UK and see what they need. So, the process, how did you start the whole process? Please walk me through it.
I wrote my IELTS exam twice. So I wrote it in 2019, and then I didn't get my writing. Yeah, writing and was the reading just point 0.5. You know the scoring system. So yeah, and I took time off. I took time off. I was a bit slow. Yeah, and then after a year, I went back writing, and then God being so good, I got it. So then after the exam, I have the opportunity to fast track my process. I mean, to be consistent, get cash because you need money. But I took time to do the stages as and when I had the money. I wasn't too much in a hurry to wrap things out and just leave the country. I needed to do certain things. So I decided to do things every month when I have my salary. Then, so after the result, I needed to start the NMC process where you have to go online, register, do the payment. Even the basic registration, it took me a month because I needed to raise money to do that. So I raised money, then I registered. It took me another time before I was able to write CBT. Then it took me another time to go through the police clearance, medicals, and then now the application to be part of the register. You know, the payment for entering into the register is two. You have to first apply. One is application for the whole process, and one is registering as a member. So yeah, the payment is two. So it took me time. I just took time. I wrote the exam in December. I got my result in 2021 January, but I left the country in October. So it took me time. I had a chance to bring it forward a bit because when I had I kept applying. Of course, it's difficult to get the hospitals or whatever agencies. It's
Mhm.
difficult. It's quite difficult. I must admit. You keep applying on the NHS website, nothing is happening, and you keep hoping you get interviews, and you are just going to get offer. Yeah, but I was just privileged to have a friend who had come to my trust, and he told me that my trust is still recruiting, so keep your application coming through. And I was just lucky to get the same trust. So yeah, I came to meet a friend who had come a month ahead of me, and I could have brought it a bit forward, but then when I was asked on the interview at the interview when I want to come, because I wanted to achieve other things back home, I didn't want to just push it. I said, okay, as and when I'll be in the October cohort, that's all right. Initially, it was September, but then the arrival was scheduled for October. So that was it for me.
So I'm going to take you back a little bit. You said you
Okay.
wrote an IELTS, that's the English
Yeah.
proficiency, and you wrote a CBT as well.
Yeah.
And these ones you can write in your home country, you can write it back home in Ghana, Nigeria, and the OSCE is what you come to the UK to do.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
So where can somebody write this IELTS and CBT? Somebody watching in Ghana, where do you go to write these exams?
Okay. So yeah, there's a test center in Ghana, British Council. Yeah, I think it's opposite the National Theatre in Ghana. It's also online. You could just Google British Council, and then you go through the processes for registering for the exam. For the CBT, you needed to wait for NMC whilst you go through the processes with NMC. NMC would have to uh, to send you a link to register with Things in View. You can't just register CBT by yourself. You need to go through NMC, and then NMC will give you confirmation. You go and write. Yes, before I forget, the bigger challenge now is about clearance because you needed to get clearance whilst you do the NMC process. Without clearance, it's now difficult. You can't get your way with NMC UK. You need to get clearance from your home nursing body. I mean, so go to Ministry of Health. You get your clearance form. You get the necessary endorsement. I understand there's now an introductory letter that you must add to it. My time, there was nothing like that. I just got my administrator to sign. I went to campus, my school signed it. I added my photograph. I went to the office. I was lucky. It was the boss just stood. I mean, he was busy going somewhere. He just signed for me and I got it. Now I understand people have to be in the queue to get their document and all of that. Yeah. So yeah, just to add that bit that the clearance portion is also a stress for a lot of people at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. So just to clarify, you keep saying NMC, NMC. You mean NMC UK will give you the approval to write CBT in your home
Yes,
country?
please. Yes,
Okay.
please.
And also, just for the purpose of those watching, when it says
Yeah.
clearance, that is from Ministry of Health. And
In
if you
Ghana.
went to a private university or University of Ghana, KNUSC, you do not need a clearance from
You've
that. If
not
you
been
went
waiting,
to
so you don't
nursing
have
training
to.
college, that is when you need
Yeah,
a clearance. Am I
yeah,
right?
that's my process. Yes, yes, please. Because then you would have been working, and then you'd have been in the system with with them, of course. So it will require that whatever you are doing, you go through them. You are not on your own. So those who are on their own, I don't. Yeah, my understanding is they don't need to go through that process. Yeah.
Okay. So you get the link from NMC UK to register or the go ahead. Then you register to take the CVT.
Yes, please. Pension View. I think so far it's Pension View that they connect with, and then yeah, you can take it from there.
Pearson View are the big examination organizers. They organize
Organize it.
NCLEX for
Yeah.
USA as well.
Oh,
So
okay. I didn't know of that as well.
yes, they
Oh,
organize
okay.
NCLEX for USA. So with
Okay.
the CBT, what is the question style like? Is it general knowledge? Is it nursing questions? Is it objectives? Is it comprehension you have to type out? How is the whole CBT examination like?
Okay. With the CBT is general knowledge in health. I understand there are reviews. Reviews have happened in recent times after I have written way back in May last year. But the general questions, for instance, when you are the nurse on duty and you go to a patient's cubicle and the patient is on the floor, what would you do? I
Mm.
mean, the basic reasoning is you call for help. You can't start doing anything by yourself. So these are logical questions within daily practice. Paracetamol of 500 milligram, and the patient is due for 1 gram. How many tablets will you give? basic logic. So if you've really been practicing, it shouldn't be a challenge to write CBT. It shouldn't be.
And then you find out the results after how many hours or how many
I
weeks?
believe it was 24 hours. Yeah, it was 24 hours. I wrote it, and I think later in the night, I got my result. It's just a pass or a fail. So, yeah, I think within 24 hours, it's a computer based. So, of course, the system is able to. Yeah.
Okay. After CBT, what's next?
After CBT, so I would also say that people can go with their own plan. Someone could possibly, whilst waiting to get the link from CBT, NMC UK to write the CBT, someone would possibly have gone to do their police clearance, do their medicals, because they are all on the portal. As and what you submit and whatever it is for you, then the NMC UK portal, it keeps ticking for you. So depending on how fast you want it to be for you, you may want to go chronologically. You do this, you take your time until you get to the bottom. Someone who has the finances and is desperate to go, whilst waiting to get even the clearance, has gone ahead to do something else, that sort of a thing. So for me, I took it step by step. Like I said, I wanted to achieve other things back home, not just in a hurry to leave. So after my CBT, then I went to the documentation. Now I have my house exams results ready. I had my CBT ready. I added the necessary school documentations, my diploma and my degree certificate. So documentation was picked for me, and then the English requirement part here on the portal, NMC UK portal, was picked for me. Then I believe the next one was uh, clearance. I can't remember exactly all, I mean the way it is, but then the medical clearance came, police clearance before medical clearance, I believe. But whichever way, they are all hand in hand. You have police clearance, you have your medical. Yeah. So for the police clearance, I went to the regional office, police regional office in Ghana, where yeah I paid for the police clearance to be done for me. If you want it fast, of course, it's a system. People are able to get it fast, but I had to wait because I didn't want to do any extra payment. I had to wait for about 2, 3 weeks before it was ready. So yes, I took my time. I waited for it. It was ready, and then I was called to come for it. Then for the medicals, I was able to. I put my doctor uh, on while submitting information about my doctor for medicals. I used one of my doctors who received a medical form, and then based on my medical record with him, he was able to tick the boxes and then submit it for me. So he also went through. So that was the process. And then now you need to pay to now register officially, because initial one was application fee. Then you go through the processes. Then bottom there is registration to enter into the register. Then after that, the last bit will be OSCE. Of course, you can't do OSCE in your country. So OSCE would have been waiting till you come here. Yeah. So those are the processes I believe I went
Wow, that's very thorough. Thank you. So you mentioned
through.
two NMC UK registrations have to be done. At what
Yeah.
point are those two, and at what point should one do the registration, please?
One is application to go through the whole process. So initial payment, was it £140? 140, I believe. There are two payments. There's two payments, £140 and £153. So you do one, which is your initial entry to make sure that you have access and all of that. And the last one is when you finally submitted everything and you want to be part of the register. So the payments are two, one intra and one post, or before and after. So before the process, you pay to get the application process going through all of that. And then the last bit of it, then you pay to be part of the register. Then
Okay.
the pending on your dashboard with the NMC UK will be OSCE. So OSCE will be nil. So of course you need to come over and then write OSCE.
Do you remember the amount you paid post registration?
Post registration, there are two amounts involved: £140 and £153. One is post and one is free. So pre and post. 140, and then 153 pounds.
Okay. So after all this paperwork, visa application, how did you go about it? Did you go to an agency? Did you do the application directly to the UK embassy yourself? How did you do it, please?
So my class did all of that for me. It was really cool because then I kept applying. So now that, let me even take it from here. After I got to the final point with the NMC UK registration, then I knew that I had my grounds. Now I could start applying. You cannot be applying when you've not gotten or to a level with the NMC UK. I mean, no agency will take you serious. They are not in the business of trying to look for people from the scratch. You should have gotten somewhere. You should have gotten somewhere. So now, at that point, I started applying. So I started applying. Uh, go to NMC website, and then started looking for. And then you have to tailor your CV to the job description of the of the job opportunities you see. You have to apply. You keep applying. You are not hearing from them. You keep applying. It can be hectic, but then you need to be consistent. You never know who will pick you. So I was privileged to, like I mentioned earlier, I got a direct link to my hospital HHFT that was recruiting actively as at that time. So I got a direct email. I sent my application to that email. I got a favorable response, and I got an interview schedule. I went through, I got my offer letter, I read it. I was more than willing to join them. Of course, not as though I understood everything, but then those who had come ahead of us, I mean, were briefing us that, oh, it's good, the package is nice. We give you accommodation for 2 months. The third month they give you £500. I mean, they are paying your refunds from your exams, the exams I wrote in Ghana. So I mean, these are some of the details of the offer. It was good. It was good for me. So I was just ready to go with it. So I got that, and I never got any reply from all the hospitals I was applying online. I never got any response from them. I
Wow.
never got any response. Yes, it was just the link my friend sent to me that this hospital is actively recruiting. Apply to them. Then I gave them all my details, and that was it for me.
Wow.
Apart from that, nothing else. No hospital reached out to me. So, so that is it. Then the visa application process. The hospital, the recruitment team were I mean fantastic. Yeah, so the resource person was like, yeah, Solace, very, I mean, lovely lady, a Ghanaian as well. So yeah, you have to send her message. Hello, Solace, what should I send to you? Then you wake up and you see an email. Are you happy to submit this document? Are you happy to submit this document? And we are at this stage of your application process. And it was all good, you know. You know, there's something happening. Yeah, so it was good. It was good in that vein. It was good. And the application process for the visa, I mean, they filled part of it, and then there was a portion we needed to fill. So they sent the link. I completed, submitted to them. They did the payment. I mean, yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
they did the payment, and then final confirmation came to me. Yeah, they booked the flight for us, and if I say for us, I mean my cohort. So yeah, we were lucky to even know some of the people we were going with because we met some of them on a WhatsApp group chat, and so we just know, oh, who is in this cohort, who is going to this hospital. So we got to meet some of our friends. I mean, prior to even departure. So the hospital took care of that. The recruitment team of the hospital took care of the processing. Mine was to be fetching them with the necessary information, your passport number. They needed me to renew my passport at the terminal point because it was going to expire less than 6 months. It was hard for me. I was like, what am I going to do? I went to the passport office. They wanted me to pay some extra money. Oh, I didn't pay. Thank God someone helped me through. Within 24 hours, I got it renewed. I submitted it. I was like, if you don't do that, your whole process delays. The whole process delays, and you don't want to have any suddenly it's your fault. Okay, so you can put it on me. So Yeah, we're all determined to make sure that any information they ask of us, we quickly provide them. Yeah, that was it for the visa application and then the flight booking and all of that. Yeah.
Wow. I always tell the nurses on my channel to make sure their documents are handy. Renew your passport. You don't necessarily have
Yeah.
to wait for the passport to expire on that day before you go and renew. You can renew
Exactly.
way
That was
before
my
its
fault.
expiry date.
True.
Yes.
That was my fault. That was my fault because it was 3 months too, but I was told it should be 6 months and more.
Yeah.
So 3 months was, yeah, I quickly had to renew.
And I know a lot of nurses are struggling to find jobs. So you were lucky to find one
I
higher.
was.
Yes.
I was. I was.
Wow.
I should say. I was.
So the OSCE process, you arrived in UK. How long is the OSCE? How many stations? How long did you have to prepare for it? The whole process upon arrival.
Hey, we arrived in after 2 days. Hospital classes started. I think every trust and how they want to do it. People want to get you busy. You're not here to just have fun. Come on. So some would say go to band four, go on the ward. That is my understanding from other colleagues. Go to band four, get familiar with the ward and all of that, and then they now prepare you along for the OSCE. Mine was different. After 2 days, our OSCE classes began. OSCE for yeah, within 3 weeks we were done with the OSCE preparation, and they flew us to Northern Ireland where we had the exam, and yeah, it was scary, that sort of. But then you need a lot of confidence, if you ask me, with regards to OSCE. You need a lot of confidence.
Mhm.
You should you should just tell yourself, come on, I've been doing this all this while. Those were some of my last minute encouragement to myself. There's nobody there to encourage you at the final point when you are even making mistakes in the procedure. Just tell yourself, come on, I've been a nurse all this while. I can't just fail this. Even if you make a mistake, be vocal, speak about it. Don't pretend they've not seen it. I mean, the camera is on you. So we prepared for 3 weeks, went to Northern Ireland, Ulster, and then we understand they had a good passing rate, and so we're at least assured. However, there are a few people who failed regardless. So yeah, and they had to resit, yeah, and they made it later. So and waiting for the result was another issue. We all started. We became very religious. I remember my flatmates. We were praying every morning. We were praying for our result to come, and that fateful day. I can't remember how many days after, but it was short. It was less than a week.
Mhm.
That fateful day when we were all in the flat, and then we heard other flatmates shouting, and then people were dancing, shouting. "Hey!" That sort of excitement when it comes to, I mean, success. And then you have to look at your email, and then you have to master the courage to open your email and see if you passed or not. And God being good, I mean, all my flatmates, we were four in a flat, 4 room flat. Yeah, we all made it. We started praying, we started singing. You know the African man.
I know.
Yeah, all glory to God. Yeah, so that was it. Yeah,
Wow. So the OSCE, how many stations of practical is it? Like they said 12 stations, 11?
there are reviews. There are reviews. So whatever I say now has changed. There were reviews. We were the last batch we wrote in November last year. So after that, I understand there have been some introductions. There are some additional introductions too. Yeah. So whatever I didn't say is in the past. There've been changes to everything at the moment. Yeah.
So I just found out today, when everybody comes, you are band four. Kara rank band four until you pass
Yeah.
OSCE, you become an RN and go to band five, correct?
Yeah. So whilst I was home waiting to get, after the OSCE, you would have been cleared to start work. Okay. But then, so you are bound for, you are being paid for November salary whilst we were preparing and getting OSCE issues done. We were being paid on a rate of band four because we hadn't received our NMC, I mean, PIN. The PIN came later in December. Then you can now use the PIN to go to band five. So whilst we wait, preparing for OSCE and all of that, yeah, even after the OSCE, until PIN comes through, you are being paid on a band 4 rate. So if your hospital takes time to prepare you for OSCE, takes time for you to write the exam, you are going to be on band 4 till then, until you have a professional PIN, and then you have they migrate you on the pay system. Yes, sir. They put you from band 4 jump to band 5. Even in the band 5, I understand there are different rates in the band 5. So all of us are not on the same scale. Some are taking more, some are on 14 point something per hour, others 16 point something per hour. Could be same band 5. So based on your work experience and the duration of work, I mean, back home, they are all factored into. This information, I understand, is peculiar to my task because casual conversation with other friends, they said it does not apply everywhere. A band 5 is a band 5. So I don't want to make generalization. This is peculiar to. I have seen my payslip. I've seen payslip of other junior colleagues, at least in the sense of work. I mean, the length of work. Some who have just worked for 2, 3 years before they came here, and they are around band 4. They are still band 5, but they are on 14 point something, while some of us are on 16. Just want to clarify that.
So after taking the OSCE till the results comes till you get your official license to work as UKRN. In that
Yeah,
space, what will you be doing? Will you be working as a carer or will you just be sitting in your apartment waiting for the license to come?
we were having fun. So all this my personal experiences, I was having fun because yes, you can't do anything. You can't jump straight to work, and after the OSCE, after you have even passed, there's another system. It's called health for work. You need to get your health clearance. Okay. So your health clearance must come to permit you to now step into the work. So health clearance for me took another time. While others started late November, some started late November and December, whilst some of our colleagues started, I started work in January because my health for work delayed. I kept calling and asking what's the problem. You know, then Africans, most of us Africans, they tell us we have latent TB. Yes, this is one of the commonest things they keep finding in our
A
blood.
positive
And
PPD. Yeah.
there are so many crazy stuff that they will tell you, oh, you have this. Then they would want to even give you some vaccines if you permit. They will want to give you some tablets if you permit. So health for work can delay some other people. I understand some even had more than 2, 3 months because they needed to be on a longer a treatment regimen. So my clearance came in January, so I started working in January. Others had late November, December, and then they started working. So I was still at home. Some other colleagues that I knew were still at home. We were just at home. We couldn't do anything. We were receiving our salary, and we were resting and waiting to get a feedback from help for work before we went to the ward. You couldn't have gone to the ward without clearance. Yeah. I
Wow.
don't know how it applies to other places, but you wouldn't go to work until you have a clearance.
Okay. So now what kind of facility are you working at? Are you working in a care home? Are you working in NHS? And what is the pay? You said you are
Good.
band. So talk about money and where you are working.
So I'm working in the NHS. Yeah, I didn't come with the carer route straightly, and I kept mentioning that the hospital recruitment thing. So I'm working with the hospital, HHFT, and as a band 5 nurse, I work in the gastro ward, gastroenterology, liver issues, alcohol, yeah, intestinal issues, and all of that. So that's where I work. The pay, everybody else can Google it. The challenge with with my salary, like I would want to say on this video, is that depending on how many extra duties you work, there may be fluctuations. Okay, depending on the extra duties, because it's going to affect your pay as you earn, and then if you work more in a particular month, pay as you earn may increase, and then it may drop your main salary a bit. But then the average salary is online, and everybody could find it out. I think it was 2007 basic. I was my first salary. I had 2,163 pounds. That was mine. But then others had. You see, this system, it's funny, but they won't cheat you. Some people receive less the first month, and then by the second month, it was leveled. So you don't get carried away that I'm being cheated because colleagues received this amount and I didn't. I understand that even at the end of a tax year, some people could have refund because then the system readjusts and sees that okay, maybe we over deducted you and then we need to pay you, or we you over we overpaid you and then you need to pay a refund. So
Yeah.
that is my understanding of it. Like I said, I'm still young and I'm still inquisitive. I'm not even appreciating all these little tiny things. So that's it.
Nice. And you work how many hours a week?
It's
Or
37.5 standard.
and you run
37.5.
any of the shifts, day, afternoon, night?
Yeah, so it's either a long day or a long night, 12 hour shift. That's it. A long day or a long night.
Okay.
And so some particular weeks you could do 3 days. You could do 3 days in a week, three in a week, three in a week, and the last month you could do 4 days because the fourth day in the fourth week will balance it up.
Let's let's talk about music. How did you get into the music industry? When did you find out this is your passion? And why are you in the gospel sector?
Okay, so I've been doing music for some time now. I've been a lover of music. Growing up, I was selling cassettes way back home as a young chap from GHS. Yeah, so I was exposed to listening to different genre of music. And mom, as a chorister, we sing a lot at home, even at church. And I went to uh, all my school days, Jama, this Jama, hey, hey, I went to Nurses training. I was a cultural troop leader. And then, yeah, all the Jama, I'm there. All the sketches, I'm leading. If I don't go for joggings, people don't want to go. You have to ask for Ozigi, Jube. You need to know if Jube is going there. So I was exposed to all these musical things. At church, I try to be in a band, church band. I minister as well. And when I finally got to Bato as a staff nurse back home, I joined the hospital choir. In fact, it came up once again based on some doctors decided to come up with the idea. In the past, we were told that there was a choir that, I mean, after some time broke down, and they love to sing whilst operating in theater and so. And I also sing on the word. Seriously, I sing on the word. Even as of now, I sing on the word. It's amazing. Here in the UK, I sing. I can't just, I don't know. You sing and some of the patients love it, and you want to hold their hand, but you need to be conscious of religious issues. That I would want to emphasize. Okay. So yeah, back to Ghana. So I had my whole thing of love for music, and I didn't know I could write until someone told me, "Oh, go to the studio, let's see." And 2015, I went there, did something in the studio. 16, I did something. I did something with Kosibone, because he's my guy from Mando Secondary, Masek.
Yeah,
When he
relate.
was rapping, yeah, when he was rapping way back, we were going to the studio together, but we just couldn't. Some of us couldn't just do much as a band. He was, I mean, known in school. People knew him and all of that. So I started writing music. I started going to the studio, but I couldn't have enough because resources. I release the music, it stays with you. You can't really push enough. Radio wants to payola because they could play for you, and people don't even believe in you. You are not trying to find your path, sort of a thing. So I didn't have enough push way back home. But then at least few people knew me. I had opportunity to be on few stages, bando, home concerts. Yeah, back in battle programs, religious programs, they call me. You asked a very good question. Why Christian music or why gospel? I believe it's a gift. It's more than a song I sing. It's more than the words I speak. These words are divine. They are sent from above to reveal Christ to you, to give you hope and to give you holy, to keep you living. If it's not His will, I don't want to do. This is my calling to sing for my God to the end of time. This was my conviction way back. These were the words that came to me. I believe that Charlie, we can sing and make money. We can be in a secular field and still make money. But I believe that I want to do something in the sphere of God. I believe God called me for a purpose. I believe He gave me wisdom for a purpose. I would love to. It's a decision because yeah, I would love to be in the house of God. to serve His purpose.
Wow.
Yeah,
Impressive.
that's my conviction for gospel music. Yeah.
Good. So how many singles do you have? And do you have an album at all?
I don't have an album. I'm still young, very tiny,
How many
very
singles do
tiny. So I have, I have my pre-release way back. I don't even include it. I have a piece for Ghana. It's an election song. I had Dap for Jesus. I have Grace Do Me. I have My Body, and now I have No Pillow.
No Pilolo?
No
Yes,
Pillow.
I listened to No Pilolo yesterday. Great song. So,
Thank you.
what plans do you have for your music career going forward? Any album release in the future? Any feature with any UK artists now that you are in this environment where you have a lot of resources?
Yeah, I must admit that this current position gives me the ability to do more. I think I'm doing more, and I just need the right guidance. I was privileged to meet some gospel artists yesterday, and then I actually learned a lot. I posted some of the pictures actually. I was able to meet Scott Evans. I met Ekewa. I met John Rayner, and I, like I said, I'm so young, and I'm open to learning from them. The future is bright. I just need clarity in decision making. I just need wisdom. I keep praying, God, lead me to the right people. And yeah, so as of now, I'm meeting the right people, I believe. I'm meeting my destiny helpers, I believe. And so yeah, I don't know how much God would want to use me for, but I believe He will use me if I'm open up. So that is where I'll leave it. I don't When I close my eyes, I don't know exactly where I'll be in 5 years, but I believe if I stay with the source, ah, then the future will be great.
Wow. Wow. I know the future will be great. I'm so lucky to have you. I'm so lucky to have met you. Have come this far. And any last words or advice you have to give to your fellow nurses? Some people have hidden talents they have not explored. Anything you want to tell them?
Thank you. It's not enough with nursing. It's not enough. It's not enough. So I believe that this evening a friend called me about her wardrobe. Apparently, she bought a wardrobe 2 months ago. I tried to assist her to fix it. We couldn't. It got she got another nurse who had added that to her profession to fix it, and then she had to pay for it because it's more technical, and then you needed someone to do it for you just to fix the wardrobe. Yes. So if you have extra abilities, come on, go for it. Use them. Make some money. You cannot put your hopes on just the nursing aspect of it. You have more abilities. Come on, use them. Priscilla, you are doing well. I'm impressed. This YouTube thing, yeah, you're doing good. So YouTube, take it out. Keep going. Keep going. Keep giving us good content. You
Thank
are a salvation to a lot of people who are traveling. You don't
you.
know. You have no idea. They may not be able to reach out to you to tell you that Priscilla, because of you, have been able to be motivated to push out. But hey, you are doing a fantastic job. Keep going.
Thank
And the little support we can by subscribing, by sharing, we'll also be doing that as much as we can.
Thank you very much. So,
Thank you.
where can we
Yeah.
find you? Where can we stream your music? Spotify, YouTube. Tell us all about your social media handle. I know Twitter, that's where we met in that communication discussion group. So, tell me, where
Yeah.
can we find you on social media, please?
So Jube Music is on all social media platforms. Jube IK is JUBEY. It's on all music platforms. Like I said, this place has given me the ability to even know how to distribute music. Now you have it on Apple, Spotify, Boomplay, AudioMac, YouTube, and all of that. So you can just Google Jube IK, and then you should find me on Facebook as well, Instagram Jube IK, yeah, Twitter Jube IK. Yeah.
I would attach some of the video clips with your permission if I'll not be copyrighted because
I'll be very glad. I'll be glad. I'll be glad. Yeah.
yeah, so add some of the little clips and excerpts to it to make it all nice. Thank you very,
Uh,
very, very much for gracing the show. We hope to bring you back. I know you have a
thank
lot
you,
to
sister.
share with us, and I can't wait to have you back. Thank you and take care.
Yeah. Thank you too. Thank you too. Next time we may talk about personal life and adjusting cooking, eating.
We
We may
will.
talk about